saying that. It's not going to be a different place every time. But I am sitting here. Was it Jared?
Yep.
Yes, Jared. So many segments. I know. Jared, it is a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And we are here to talk about Blacklight Retribution.
Yes, we are.
Video games.
Yes, video games. Lots of video games happening here.
They are.
Just here.
Yes.
Yeah. Blacklight Retribution for the PlayStation targeted launch. We are actually in front of the PlayStation Plus, which is amazing because you don't have to pay anything to play this game.
Really? It's just
you get it. You unbox your PlayStation, you connect it to the TV and cables and internet, download the game, you play.
And you just don't even have no money exchanging at all, like digitally, nothing.
Yeah, and I mean that's the really great part, and every time we update it, so like any new maps, any new weapons, any DLC is actually free.
It's all free.
It's something that you see a lot in the PC right now, and you know the idea of free to play, everyone always instantly goes pay to win. What we're doing, we are a small studio. We're self-publishing this with Sony. Sony's allowing us to do anything that we want, so changing the way the monetization works, and it's really cool because what we want to do is we just want to make sure that it, that electrical meter essentially to keep the team rolling just keeps on going. So we're able to just kind of mess around with everything. We've been out on the PC for about a year and a half, and we're changing it to be very easy to get in, play, changing the way that the unlocks work. So a lot of the feedback that we're getting, and then also a massive streaming initiative, a massive competitive initiatives happening with us. So that's what we're focusing a lot on right now. We've partnered with the ESL in Europe, and we've partnered with MLG in the States.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's really exciting, and
it's very, very cool. I was just going to say, even just going back, talking about, I love how the industry is changing to allow, like independent, developers like yourself to, just be as independent as possible.
Yeah.
And they don't want to get in and, mess with what you're doing too much.
It's really cool. I think that, thanks to PC gaming becoming, having its big resurgence in the past few years and a bunch of indie guys being able to do their own thing, but also the indie devs have a lot of these indie devs are not a bunch of dudes that just graduated and they're guessing how to make games. A lot of the guys are legitimate industry vets that went off and they just did a smaller game.
Exactly. Like,
and
they
so it's really exciting.
Tired of the corporate area, and they just did their own thing. Now we're looking at some gameplay here, what just happened there? So Blacklight Retribution.
Yes.
What is happening on the screen?
Right now we are playing against bots. So if they act a little stupid, it's because we in order to demo and especially here where internet is not the best, you got to do it with bots. So
I can't even check my Twitter. So.
Yeah, no kidding, right? We're just showing bot mode, and some of the game mechanics in the game are a massive amount of customization. So your character is fully customizable, but it's not just visual. You actually can set up what type of gear you have, as well as what type of tactical gear you want to bring. So if you want to be a medic, you can be a medic or X, Y, and Z and define how you look as well, but each time you change the looks, it's actually changing some of the abilities. But the really cool part is you're able to not only choose the class and how they carry themselves, but also the weapons associated with them. So you can be a medic with a sniper rifle or a heavy with the standard heavy setup, but the weapons are fully customizable as well.
Oh, wow.
We've got millions and millions of combinations, and each gun is not just the scope and maybe if it has a silencer or not. It breaks down to the barrel, the buttstock, the color, the type of ammo inside of the magazines, and it allows people to define how they want to play versus just, okay, this is defined by the developer, and they're allowed to do everything with that.
That customization is so awesome, I think, especially in these kind of first-person shooter games, because the weapon is, that's like your baby. That's
yeah.
And it's also what you're going to be looking at, you know, a lot of the time.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things where you have a cartooner game, and you know, I love racing games, and I always find myself like tweaking everything, and it really stuck that, you know, when we started working on a shooter, it's like, okay, you know what, let's dial in that cartooner thing to a weapon, which is really fun. Like most of the time I just go, okay, this is the type of gun, and you know, I can min-max it and kind of sit there and define how I want to play, or sometimes I just kind of, you know, make the most absurd thing possible. You know, I mean, you could add a buttstock to your pistol, and
wow.
I mean, you could do all this fun stuff with it. So it's one of those games that, you know, is really cool because it's free, and you know, this year is going to be such an amazing year for shooters. Like, all of the big boys are coming out, and it's and it's awesome. And so many people have been saying, you know, why would I play this over X, Y, or Z?
Right.
Well, you're going to play X, Y, and Z. Like,
right.
You should.
Exactly.
Number one, I'm going to be playing X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
I'm going to love X, Y, and Z. I'm going to put the hours into it. But there's no excuse not to try free.
Yeah.
And there's no excuse not to, like, you know, see what we're doing, and all of those new elements that are getting added to it, and kind of just experience the game without having to pay the $60, the DLC, the, you know, gold premium pack, the, you know, it's just like there is so much money going into games with massive teams, massive marketing budgets, massive everything. Yeah. You know, we're like the little indie shooter that, you know, you don't really hear that. Yeah. I hope we can. You know, it's kind of, you know, I always liken us to, you know, there's Lamborghinis and Ferraris. We're kind of a Lotus.
Yeah.
We're all of the bells and whistles are pulled out of it, but it can, you know, it can go. It's, you know, we're constantly releasing new content. The game plan for the PlayStation release is putting out content almost monthly, if not faster.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and you know, you live and die by your own sword. So, you know, that's the great part about this is we as a studio want to make sure that this works out. And the cool part is all of this will go back to the PC. So, you know, we're still supporting the PC. We're not turning our back on anyone. And we're going to just keep on rolling and rolling and rolling.
Nice. Very cool. I love, and like you said, it works so well. Like, you're filling that niche where you said you're making the gameplay a little bit more where you can, like, kind of drop in and, you know, just play some rounds, do some customization, you know, and then, you know, maybe move on to your XYZ shooter or whatever. And, it's just something you can always go back to because free, completely free to play.
Yeah.
Jared, thank you so very much for stopping by Blacklight Retribution. So is this going to be available like on release with the?
Right now we're targeting it. Yep, we're going through all of the everything that you have to do to get a game onto the console. It's not just like, oh, independent development, just throw it on. We're not going to test it. You have to go through cert. You have to go through testing. Being, you know, free to play, not knowing what we're going to have to do for cert. Especially with so much content that we want to put out.
Yeah,
it's going to be really wild.
Talking about like monthly releases, that sounds incredibly cool. Again, just a reason to come back to it. Just check it out. Oh, and so here we've got looking at some of the gun customization.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's you know, you can literally make that perfect flavor.
Yeah, which I love. Again, that you get. It's not just, you know, the color or, you know, putting like a leopard pattern on it or something.
Yeah.
I love that you can actually like construct the gun you want to play with.
Yeah.
I love that design too as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
But oh, and here we go, getting into a new map. Oh, and we just transitioned back, which usually is they're telling me like, well, time to wrap it up.
Cool.
But, Jared, thank you so very much for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to check this out. I love that DualShock 4 controller. But thank you so very much. Blacklight Retribution going to be available on PlayStation 4.
Yep. PC right now.
PC right now. Check it out on PC. Free to play. Guys, I think we're going to take a quick break again. Get ready for the next segment. I think you guys know the drill by now. We will be right back.